Good morning, guys, and welcome to my channel. This is Eunice, and we're here about books, handbags, home decor, and all that good stuff. So today, we're going to have a quick little book sale. All the books on our website are on sale as I'm speaking. Our link to our store is https semicolon backslash pangobooks.com slash bookstore slash Eunice EUNICE 261247. So that is our link, and I'll try to go ahead and put that in as soon as I do the details on this video. Okay, so, and I'll give it to you again. So anyway, before we get started in these books that I did pick out, and I just picked out some books randomly because I believe all the books that I have are just precious. All have a purpose and all that. So I just picked out some books randomly that I thought that someone would be interested in, which is how I pick out books in the first place. And that is actually the question. Now, I have been a reseller. I think I've had my eBay store for at least a year now from what I've gotten from them and everything. And I didn't actually start out as a bookstore or started out selling books. I wanted to do ceramics and so forth, and that didn't go well. So because I had the store, I had to figure out something else to put into the store. I always loved books, and when I came across this here YouTube and so far, the young lady that I was watching kind of just inspired me to get back into books and so far and everything, because I never thought that I would be actually selling books. So the question that was given to me is, how do I choose the books that I pick up for sale? Well, I'm going to tell you. Okay. Because, like I said, I've only been selling books maybe close to a year. I've had my eBay store a year and all that. And how I pick out books and so forth, for me personally, I would not have a nonfiction book in my library personally for me, because I love reading mystery, thriller, suspense, and all that. Not too big on horrors, romance, and all that. So that's me personally. But when you are picking up books for someone else and so forth, you have to look at the world around you, look at the people around you, do some research about what people are reading, what people are interested in, and all that. Say for instance, I got this book here for Civil War. It's a historic book. It's about Civil War. Well, somebody wants to read about the Civil War. They want to know the historics of the Civil War, and this book here can give them information and so forth about the Civil War and so forth. So there is one reason I picked up that book about the Civil War, is because it's a historic book or on an event that took place and so forth, and people want to still talk about it. They still want to read about it and so forth, which is the reason I picked it up. Okay. Then we have a couple other books here that I'm going to show you. People like mystery, suspense, and thriller just like I do. So those are the reason I picked that up and everything. And cookbooks and so forth. Cookbooks serves a great purpose. It helps food itself help bring people together. People like to try new recipes for their family, their friends, and things like that. And this is why cookbooks are so important to us and so far, which is the reason I pick up as many cookbooks as I possibly can, along with gardening, home improvement. All these books serve a purpose. Somebody wants to read those. Somebody wants to try to build something and so forth. And these DIY home improvement books and so forth give you that guideline in order for you to be able to build a deck or to repair a deck or give you information on starting a new project and things like that. So when you talking about target market or target the market people that you're trying to sell to. Well, the target market a bookseller is trying to sell to is everybody, because everybody reads. If you are small kids, parents buy children books to read to their babies, their young kids and things like that. It just, something that they do, something kids love. They love it when parents read to them and so forth. They love it when they can get a little book and so forth and flip through and see the pages of some cartoon that they actually seen on television or something like that. So yeah, children books I definitely love and grab and this and that. And I wish I could get my hands on some of those historic children's book that cost a lot of money. I would like that. I would like that very much. But yeah, that is the purpose. So when I'm in the bookstore picking books and so forth, I'm trying to maximize my cost. I'm trying to maximize the spending of the book and the profit that I'm going to get on the book. So don't think that none of those things cross my mind or any bookseller mind when you're buying a book, because you got fees towards the book, the cost of the book, the cost of the postage, and you also want to get a profit and so forth. And some people set their profit margin up and saying that, okay, I don't want no $5 and $10 books in my store. They want that profit to start at $20 and going up. So what you do in a situation like that is you learn to bundle books together and so forth, so that you can hit that $20 mark and go up and so forth and things like that. Even though you're gonna do a $20 for this lot of books, you're still not gonna get that full 20, but you can you will still get pretty much what you want and so forth. Now I sell other things too, and the same idea I have with books is the same idea I have with my clothing and other vintage home decor and things like that and so forth. You gotta run a comp and so forth to see what this book is willing to be, what people are paying for, what the price is going for this book. Okay, take Scott Turow for example and so far. Now I don't mind having some inexpensive books, some low cost books in there, especially like children books and things like that, because it also gives your store a chance to get that, to start selling some books and so far and everything, and to give people a chance to look into your store to see what you have. If you do have some low cost books in your store, which I do, but my preference is I would like everything to be starting at 20, but that's not the case, and that's not how my store is set up and everything and things like that. But I am doing book lots and things like that to help improve the cost of the book. And again, take Scott Turow. This is a great book. It's a good fiction, suspense, thriller, and so forth. Perfect book for me. This is what I want to read and all this and so forth. So when I did the comps on this book here and everything, this book goes for maybe about $8, $10, and it's some even lower than that and so far. But once you look at the low prices and go on up to the highest price and so forth, you find yourself somewhere in the middle. Okay, so I found myself somewhere in the middle, which is $10 and so far on this book. But even with selling this book for $10, I will not get the $10 cost of this book, although I'll get that $10 payment, but the fees and the postage come out of that. So you're looking at maybe about $6, or $5, something like that. So this is an inexpensive book, but this is a great book to read, and I don't mind paying $10 for this book. I don't mind paying $10 for this book if I was to buy this book for myself to read, which is one of the most important thing as to why people that purchase books and so forth say you got to get them cheap. You got to get it really, really low, because you're going to be paying a cost and so forth, and you won't make your money and so forth into the books and so forth. And not just the point of getting them low, you need to be able to just like these books here. You need to be able to bundle these books and so far. Like this is a bundle right here that I'm selling. Two books, Kathleen Coulter, and so far. It's a bundle and all that. So when you go book shopping and so far, that's the thing that you need to do is you need to find books that are you can bundle to make your money, and you also need to find books that are very inexpensive, and everything. And as far as choosing the books and so far, just spread yourself out. 'Cause no matter what book you get and so forth, it's worth picking up because of the cost. As long as the book is in really good shape and all this and that and so forth, it's worth picking up because somebody out there wants a cookbook, wants this cookbook. Somebody wants to read a fiction book. Somebody wants to, and also too, if you're still, concerned, you can look at some of those books who have readers. They do a lot of videos as well, showing books that they like to read and things like that. Now, one book that I did get, and so far, I think he would just never die, is Stephen King. Everybody still loves the Stephen King's books, and so far, and I did pick up one. And when I go back, if I see any of the other Stephen King book, I will pick it up and so far. So you can just kind of do your little research, watch some videos and so far, and just get a feeling of what, people are trying to read now and this and that and so forth. But again, your market is the world because everybody reads and so forth and all that and so forth. But, to go ahead and get those sales and so forth, you want to try to get those books that people want to read right now. And all that stuff. And I also do pick up Bibles, as many as I can get with that so far too. And I don't know how the book thing goes and so far, because I don't sell books like a lot of other people do sell books and so far. I just now have a Pango's bookstore. I've only had that Pango bookstore for maybe about a month. And so far I've only sold actually one book. But I do sell books on eBay and I do sell books on Etsy. So I am selling books, but for me, books are a slow seller. Even though I'm still gathering these books, I'm still finding books that, I'm still putting books into my listing and all that stuff. But I'm also putting a whole lot of other stuff in there too. So, and everything. So I'm hoping that the books and stuff pick up and so far and everything, and that I can, share my love of books with, those who wants to read and everything. So, and I feel like I have a lot of great books. I do have a book that for motorcycles and so forth. The arts of motorcycle, or showing all the motorcycles and so forth, and this and that stuff. Well, you have a lot of motorcycle lovers and so forth and everything. So you would think that book would be a hot book to sell. Somebody would just gravitate to it and this and that so forth. But also there is the cost. That book is $50 and everything. I'm gonna pull it down and just show it to you a quick second here. And then we're gonna get into the sale. I could get talking a long time about books and so far, but I choose not to. Okay, this is the American Chopper, the art of the custom motorcycle. This book here. Now this is actually a new book. New book without the tag, because it's in its own sleeve. When I got this book and so forth, and it's in a sleeve, and because it's new with new book in its own sleeve and so forth, and it's speaking of motorcycle and the art of motorcycle and the custom the fine arts of the custom motorcycle, where it shows you all these beautiful motorcycles and things like that. My first thought, okay, somebody's going to love this book. One of the people that love to drive motorcycle is going to want this book and so forth, to just see, all the other motorcycles, how they're made, how beautiful they are, and things like that. Somebody that's interested in motorcycles will get this book. But this book is still here. I think I've had it for maybe about a month or so, or something like that. And it is actually a new book and everything. But this book is $50. That's what the comps are for this book and everything. Actually, the comps are a little bit more than $50. I think he had some comps for like $60, $67, something like that. Okay, just putting that back. So, yeah, those are the things that you have to go through, especially when you're starting out. It's going to always be slow. Now, like I said, I had my eBay store for about for a year, but I wasn't selling books then. So I would say that I've been selling books for maybe about, I'll say 8 months or something like that. And I've sold books. I've sold some books. They're still slow, according to me. According to me, they're still a slow seller and so forth. But yeah, I'm still selling them and so forth. So I'm still picking them up and so forth. And as I said on my other video, my goal is at least to have a nice size library, and a nice size library for the space that I have is like 1,000 books and so forth. So we'll hope to get there, hope to get selling more books and everything. And I, like I said, just joined Panga Books for like a month or so and everything. And I'm hoping that, because it's all books, nothing but books, that will help the books to pick up and sell. So let's get into this sale here. Okay, all books are 10% off. And also, if you buy any books over $25, you will get them shipped free. So, okay. Now, we do have a lot of makeup artists. You actually really don't have to have that license for to be a makeup artist. If you learn and know how to apply makeup, you could make a good living doing makeup. Get your name out there, market yourself, and blah, 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 blah. Okay, this book here, I thought of makeup artists and so forth, and everything. This book here teaches you about colors, how to put colors and things together. You got your face, your eyes, your lips, and everything. And it just teaches you about the past and colors to go, and things like that. So if you are thinking about makeup, becoming a makeup artist and so forth, you need to get what makeup artist who's been in the business for a while who could teach you the ropes. But you also need to read some important guidelines, because that's one of the things when you are getting taught hands-on, you miss the boat with all the literature and information that is important and so far. As far as colors, what to put together, how to put it together, what this color means, and all this stuff. This is simply glamorous and so far, and it gives you a full guide on makeup artistry right here. So even if someone teaches you how to do it and so forth, you need to take it to the next step. Get a book, some literature and so forth, and read and get all that stuff in your head, and all that, because that is going to make you a better makeup artistry. Not just that you know how to put things together, you will know why colors go together. You will need to know how to put colors together and the reason behind that, and the importance of face, lips, and eyes and all that stuff. And this is by Garrett Coulter and so forth. This is a great little book here. So when I saw this book, I decided to get that book to help someone who's interested in being a makeup artist, or actually trying to learn to put on their own makeup and things like that. And of course, you can go to YouTube to see how people do makeup. You can learn how to put the colors together. You can learn how to put the makeup on. You could become a makeup artist, successful and so forth. But you're still going to be missing the academics. You're going to still be missing that literature, guidelines and things like that there, that you need and so forth and everything. So that's the reason why you want to get a book to give you all that information, study it, learn it, and then apply it to your makeup artistry. Okay, done with that. Okay. This is organizational theory, designs, and change. Okay. This is a great book here, and I decided to pick this book up because just as we were talking about makeup artists and so far, you do have designers. Okay, designers. And this here is a book to help you with design. I'm making sure right here as I go through this book, third party linkage mechanism, strategy, alkaline resource differences, theories, and things like that. Okay, I was just trying to check to see if this book actually have um, pictures and so forth in it so I could show you. But this here is just a book with theories, organization theories of how to put things together and so forth. It is a true guideline and so forth to help you to put your, I guess your designs on papers, and things like that, how to organize and design and so forth. So you have a theory of how this room is going to look and so forth. And you can put all your theories on papers and so forth to see how this design is going to turn out. And I believe that this is the type of book and so forth to help you with organizing your theories and so forth as to designs and so forth. So again, if you want to be some kind of designer and so forth, this book will help you in being able to, meet those goals and all that. Now, this is the bird life. It does not have a jacket like those book does, but it don't have that design either. Now, this book here is for bird lovers. And there are a lot of bird lovers. And when I picked this book up, I thought about those bird lovers and so forth and so forth. And people interested in birds and the different types of birds and so forth. Now, we sit and look at birds in the morning. We hear them tweet. We hear them this and we sing and all this and that stuff. But we basically don't know anything about the birds and so forth and all the birds' life. So, this book here and so forth gives you the name of the birds. It gives you the life of the bird. I guess when you see birds do some things and stuff like that, you wonder, like, why the bird's doing that, and this and that stuff. Now, we was watching one of those animals movies or discovery movies or whatever and so forth about birds. And we kept seeing the little birds get the mud and building the little eggs and so forth. Now, at the time, I did not know what they were doing, but of course, watching the television and watching that show, they explained what the birds were actually doing and things like that and so forth. And you want to know, like, when you see this here happening so forth, why are all these birds gathered on this one tree and so forth? It just gives you a lot of information about bird life and so forth. You look at all these penguins here and so forth. And if you're interested in bird, it just gives you all that information and so forth. The different types of birds, and things like that. Their life, and all that stuff. If you're interested in birds, and so forth. And this book here has a lot of beautiful photographs and so forth of different types of birds that they have put in here. And every bird in here that they show, they have the biography on those birds. Okay. I did mention the Civil War and everything, and here is the book. It's really thick and it's really heavy as well. So when I picked this book up and so forth, I thought, okay, we hear a lot of talk about the Civil War, but we really don't know anything about it. We just hear talk about it. We hear people talk about it and so forth, the Civil War, but you really, really don't know the history of Civil War. And some people really do want to know the history and so forth. this would be a book that I would want to read, because we did watch that show, the Smithsonian Channel, that showed some of the war stuff that was happening, how Japan tricked the U.S. and so forth, and they attacked the U.S. And then, of course, the U.S., did the same to get Hawaii or something like that. I don't even remember all of it so far, but I thought that was interesting to me and so forth. And if I did have time to read this thick book, I think I would, because it has a lot of historic history in this book about the Civil War. And again, you hear a lot of talk about the Civil War, but we don't know what's happened in the Civil War. We just know little bits and pieces of what someone told us. But if you take this book and read through it, you will know everything about the Civil War, the historic Civil War. So, and when I picked up this book, I knew somebody would want this book, want to know about the Civil War. Because some people love to know about historic events and things like that. They like to read it and all that. And, so they just love to read that. Okay, and I did bring up Scott Turow. This is a thriller, The Last Trial. Of course, he is a lawyer, and this is a good book to read. If you like court dramas and legal theories and all that crime action and things like that, then this would be a good book for you to read. Now, my main trade, I've been a paralegal for over 25 years. So courtroom drama and things like that do excite me and so forth and everything. And plus, like I said, I love mystery, thriller, and suspense. So this would definitely be a good book that I would read and all that. So that's the reason I picked this book up. Okay, Catherine Coulter. I picked this book up too. Again, she is a great writer. Again, with the mystery, the suspense, the thrillers, and things like that. Now, if I had seen just this one book, would I picked it up and not seen the other? Absolutely, I would have picked up this one book, and this would be like I think it'd be like a $15 book, and so far, I think the comps on this book is like $15, $12 or something like that. But yeah, I would do that and take a little thing because this is a good book. But when I found the second one, was I going to pick it up? Yes, ma'am, I was going to pick it up because that doubles the pleasure of the reader and it doubles my profit and so far. It gives me more profit because now I have two categories, two great thriller, suspense, and mystery books and so forth, action books and so forth for you to read and so forth. Instead of getting the small profit for the one book, I get a little bit more profit for the two books and so forth. So that's what I'm saying. When you are shopping for books and so forth, you want to be able to, grab the art. If there's three books with the same author, grab them because you can bundle those books together and then you can sell them. And I learned this from another bookseller and so forth. So I'm still learning as well. I'm still learning, and I learned that from another bookseller and so forth about the book and so forth. Okay, and now this one here is Patricia Cornwell, and apparently this is really a great book and so forth. This book here, the comp is as high up to $40 or $47 and so forth and everything here. This is a great book, a good book to read. Very exciting, a thriller, suspense, and all that and everything. It's definitely a great book turner and so far. So this is a single book that you can get a good, pretty decent profit on and everything and all that. So that is the last book that we're going to show for this book sale. Of course, if you go on the bookstore, we have quite a large variety of books and so far for you to check out. Check out the books and so forth, see if there's anything that you like. and all that and everything. Oh, and one other thing for the person that did ask me about the books and so forth and everything. When you start to sell books and so far and everything, and you're doing your comps and so far and everything, try to, get yourself somewhere in the middle and all that and so far, because a lot of people are selling good books for really, really inexpensive price. I cannot buy a book for $1, and that's not $1.50 is as high as I go for a book and so far. So I cannot buy a book for $1 and then charge $2 for it. Some people are charging $1 and $2 and so for their books and so far, and I do not know why. But think about you and your business and so far when you are, selling books and so far, because you don't want to get in that habit of charging just $1 and $2 for your book when you're spending more for the books and so forth. And I don't really see these people selling their books no faster than anyone else by charging $1 and $2 for their books and so forth, when the books is a lot worth, a lot more than that and so forth. So that's that. But anyway, thank you for joining me today on this Jose Book Adventure sale and everything. Try to do this now like once a week to get a question answered, show you some of the books that I do have, get you to go into my Pango bookstore, check it out, and so forth, to see what other books you may like and things like that. So thank you for joining me, and I'll see you the next time.